Hello happy YouTubers, Marcelina here with you. So today we're going to talk about how to promote flowering in plants. Wondering how those nurseries keep their plants produce more blooms? Here is the secret. When you buy plants in a nursery, they all have displayed beautiful bigger blooms. But once you bring these plants home and grow in the garden, they don't produce the same bitter flowers like once you purchased them. And why is that? Why can't you get the same result? What have they been feeding to these plants to make them produce tons of flowers? Don't worry, in this video I will share with you one secret plant food recipe that will help your plants produce flowers and increase your plants' summer blooms 3 times more than usual. Coming up. Alright, so before I share the secret to promote flowering or increase the production of flower, before I share the secret how to increase flowering in plants, let us talk about other ways to promote flowering. There are 7 ways you can provide to your plants to make them bloom. Number 1, trim or prune your plants. Now, trimming or pruning stimulates certain types of hormones in plants that regulate plant growth development and flowering. Hormones like gibberellin, cytokinin, auxin, and epsilon. These are hormones regulator that are activated and synthesized when there is parts of the plants being removed or disturbed. Now, do you pruning in spring? Mostly you do heavy pruning in the spring because they are very active. Just make sure you remove only parts of the plants that are damaged or not producing new growth. So remove dead branches, die back twig resulting from the damage of the cold winter month, and also branches that are crossing over towards the center. You need to remove those so you can create good proper ventilation. Now, trimming, you can do it occasionally in a time period. You do it in spring or in summer because they are still active growth. Now, I'm going to trim some of these branches of my hibiscus because few of the branches are kind of dormant and I wanted to generate new growth and also producing new blooms. Now, I have this plant here. So this is this one here. These 2 branches are producing blooms, but this branch here is not. So what I'm going to do is just cut a little bit 1 inch at the tip. This is going to stimulate growth, and after that I'm going to spray with Acetic Plus. I recommend you guys to use Acetic Plus, especially when you are taking care of your hibiscus. Hibiscus is very sensitive with high concentration of neem. By using Acetic Plus has less concentration of neem but high concentration of azadirachtin, which is the most important ingredients in the product to combat pests and diseases in any plants, not just hibiscus. So again, this is great for hibiscus spray, and I will link this product below this video. Take the opportunity right now because Acetic Plus now is $17.50, so it is not $19, so you get a little bit discount of Acetic. So that is the first thing you need to do to promote flowering, by trimming or pruning the plants. Now, second is pot. Does pot size matter? Sure. If you get this hibiscus in our site at cashewgreens.com, you most likely get it from a 6-inch pot. So you need to transfer it to a bigger pot. The bigger the container, the better for the plant's growth and health, and also it gives you bigger blooms. Now, I have my hibiscus here. I grew it in a hydroponics pot. I recommend to use terracotta or crates. You can use crates, hydroponics container like this one here, or fabric like smart pot, because they are cell prone. Now this one here, I don't have to transfer this to a bigger pot because it is constantly prone because of this too many holes around it, so airs can get in and water can drain through the walls of the pot. All right. Okay, so the third requirements to promote flowering is the use of soil. Now, when you grow in the container, you don't need regular soil because it is too heavy to move around, and you use substrate, which is the lightweight soilless media. I use microgreens because it has this little particles of perlites and vermiculites, which is good because it holds a little bit moisture, keeping the plants constantly moist, not to dry out so fast. So because substrate has less nutrients, there's not enough nutrients in the soil, you need to give organic compost or give a balance of nutrients. Now, before you fertilizer, that is the next one, is fertilizer, to make your plants bloom and increase that summer blooms 3 times more than usual. Now, when you use a fertilizer and feed your plants, make sure you check the pH first. That is the number one requirements in all of your plants, because some plants prefer acidic soil while others prefers more alkaline side. Now, if you grow hibiscus prefers slightly acidic soil, 6.5, and it's almost like growing citrus or blueberries. If you don't check the pH, so your plants won't be able to absorb some essential nutrients. And if it is too acidic in the soil, one of the elements that is less available to the roots of the plants is phosphorus. And you know, phosphorus does make the plants produce flower, so it helps the plants to create blooms. And if it is less available, so it triggers the flower production. So again, make sure that you check the pH. I will link the product, the soil test below this video. Just check the link description. Now, another requirements to provide to your plants is the sunlight. Now, we all know that sunlight helps the plants in the process of photosynthesis. Now, hibiscus needs at least 6 hours of direct sunlight. If you give only 4 hours of sunlight, most plants, flowering plants, don't give you better flower if they don't get the right amount of sunlight. So give at least 6 hours of direct sun, and preferably in the morning. And since this type of hibiscus is tropical and it prefers full sun to partial shade, so I give it at least 6 hours sunlight in the morning. Then there is a protection from this tree in the late afternoon, so they're happy. All right. Look at that. You're so happy, aren't you? Look at you. So that is other requirements. The next requirements to provide the plant to promote flowering is the watering. Now, your plants do need water, energy, and nutrients to produce flower. Now, if it is not enough water, it is hard for the xylem, which is the tissue in plants conducting this electricity or water source from the roots to the top. So if it is less water, the xylem will be delivering only a little bit of water to the plants. So your plants cannot process this photosynthesis because it needs water to build sugar. And if there is not enough energy to produce flowers, then your plant would not give you tons of blooms. So always make sure that the plants will get proper amounts of water, and make sure that the water is drained in the container. You don't want to waterlog your plants, because waterlog causes death in all plants. That is one of the major deaths in plants, because of too much water. So either less water or too much water is not good for the plants. So you always manage your watering. So for hibiscus, you water every day, especially summer. You water twice in the day, morning and late afternoon. All right, so the next one is fertilize. So here is the secret how to increase blooming in all your plants, and also like those growers in the nursery, how they keep their plants bigger blooms and produce more blooms. So here's the secret, guys. This is the plant food recipe that I use in my garden, Sigro. And this is awesome to make your plants produce bigger blooms and increase blooms all summer long. So the recipe has 4 nitrogen, 26 phosphorus, and 26 potassium. Now, in order for this fertilizer to take an effect, you need to check the soil pH every time you fertilize, because if you don't, it might affect the absorption of some nutrients, because the pH is off balance. So again, always check the pH before you provide food to your plants. So there's a direction here, guys, in the label. Just follow direction. Now you give, if it is periodic, if you give every 2 weeks, you use 1 scoop of Sigro per gallon of water. But if it is frequent, you give it all the time, then use a less amount of Sigro, like maybe 1/2 teaspoon per gallon of water, and then frequently water your plants that way. Now, if you don't maintain this high amount of phosphorus and potassium, your plants will experience like waning of the plants. And it happens me a few years ago when I bought these beautiful plants in one of the nurseries. The plant was healthy and producing tons of blooms. When I bring home and grew in my garden, the plant was struggling, because I did not know what food they feed to the plants. And sometimes most nurseries don't tell you what food they feed to the plants, so you have to do a lot of research. So now you find this secret recipe, Sigro, to feed the plants. So get it today. I will link this product below this video, and start feeding your plants right now. So this is the time to feed your plants, because it is summer, and then continue your feeding up to the last late summer or early fall. Then after that, stop your fertilization. You don't want your plants to be activated all the time. So the phosphorus and potassium helps the plants make the roots stronger, and also help the immune system, so they can protect themselves during harsh weather. And then in the following spring, the potassium also helping the plants to create more chlorophylls by undergoing that photosynthesis for the plants to increase new growth and increase blooms. All right, so this is the secret. So I'm feeding my plant with this. Okay. Alright guys, so this is for now. So that is the secret, how to increase your blooms and make a bigger blooms all summer longs by using Sigro. So I will link all these products here, guys. Now again, this is the opportunity for you to get Azatec Plus because it is on sale right now. It is $7.50, $7.50, so you're not paying $90. So take that opportunity by getting it in the link description I provided for you. Alright guys, this is Marceline at cashewgreens.com. If you have any questions, write the comment below and I will get back to you in the next video. Thank you for watching.